Back to base camp.
Welcome back to base camp, WNC.
Well, I had a request.
Well, I got an email from a man by the name of Jeff Hunt, so I shot this video for him. And I hope this helps you out, Mr. Jeff.
Filling float.
But what this is your
for a
275-gallon float cutoff valve.
That I had
we're going to show you how all to make it.
3 years ago or so.
It's weather tight, a little bit simple. We got a $14 toilet bowl float in it, and about $15 worth of pipe fittings. And hopefully this will help you with your water system.
Okay, Mr. Jeff. So what you're going to do here, of course, you have your plastic toilet bowl float that you bought from the Ace or big box store. The connection on the bottom, now this is just a regular toilet bowl connection. That one this end right here fits on the bottom of the toilet bowl float, and I just use 1/2-inch pipe thread because then I can hook it up to PEX and take it out the top. This right here is an 11-inch long piece of 3-inch PVC pipe. It's got an 8-inch hole in it that we cut, and it's got to be in about 1.5 inches in. I cut this thing out here on a bandsaw, but you could just draw it this way and cut it with a saber saw or something. Right here on the back side of it, you need a hole that's about 1 inch wide and 4 inches long, and this is where your pipe's going to come up through to go out the top. You're going to need 3-inch PVC cap with a 1-inch hole drilled in the bottom of it, right there. This right here is a toilet bowl flange, what they call 3 or 4 inch. Now the 4-inch pipe would go off on the outside. 3-inch pipe is what we're using. It comes on the inside. But when you see this thing in the store, it's going to have another 1.5 inches all the way around it. But to fit inside the lid, it has to be inside the ring of the lip. The lid is 4.5 inches. I cut this down to 4.25 inches in diameter, and that way it fits right inside the lid, just like it's going to be. Okay, when you're coming out the top of the cap, I did find a piece of 2-inch plastic close nipple that'll screw in the top. You got a 2-inch threaded cap, and it gets 11/16 hole. And you want to try to get as close to the hole as you can, because this is where the pipe's going to come out of, and you don't want no critters or anything getting in it. So let's see if I can assemble this thing and show you what it all looks like. We're going to take your piece of pipe, and this can be longer. I don't know why I cut it down so close. I thought I would have left a little bit further up here, but you'll see it really doesn't matter. This thing will fit right inside the hole. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put this cap on the bottom end of it and thread it in. So slide it in there. It'll be sticking out. This is the regular toilet bowl nut that comes up with it. Thread that on the bottom end of it. I don't ever glue the top or bottom. Matter of fact, I think this demonstration is the one you saw there at the prepper show years ago. Just take a hammer and whack it a couple times and it ain't going nowhere. Let me get that tightened up and I'll show you doing the top. Well, here's what it's going to look like. It just screws on. It ain't got to be super tight or anything. Then the top, we're going to put the toilet bowl flange here on the top. Let me get that on and I'll show you the next step. Just slide it on. Once again, just whack it a couple times with a hammer. And then you're going to set this thing. And when you see it, because I'll never be able to show it to you on this video, but it fits right inside that little ring. And this little ring right here, if you can see it, right here is a seal. And that's what this threads down on top of the tote. And that's what keeps the seal on top of it. Let me get that in and I'll show you the next step. Okay, here it is. I came right inside the lip right here and just used some screws, some self-tapping screws. What it'll kind of look like, it'll come out right there. And I think when I actually did it, I actually drilled from here down to get the holes right, and put the screw up. And then because I had it at all them classes, I just ground this off, but you wouldn't really need it. And then what we're going to do is screw this bottom on. And being I can't do it one-handed, I'll put this thing down and show it to you. Okay, we screw the toilet bowl connection on the bottom. Piece with a short piece of PEX tube. Comes up, goes out that cut. And then it will come out the top. Let's see if I can embarrass myself and put this on here. Then the 2-inch piece of close nipple is going to go on top. And then the threaded cap on top of it. And then whether you come out of here with a 90-degree or however you want to go to your spring head, this will be going to the spring box or into the spring system. So of course once it's in the tote and water comes up, it'll just float up and shut it off. And this is all it takes. It beats buying a couple $100 brass ball and float. We'll show this thing back in this tank again.
Well, here we are back up at the tote. And of course this thing will slide right down in it. That's what it's made for. And it misses that ring, so it'll screw down there and tight. Better I can do one-handed. Of course the PEX tubing comes right out the top. You're going to need a little bit of an air gap right there, because that's going to be the only way air is going to get out of this tank as you fill it, or when you use it, it needs to be able to suck some air out. So that 11/16 hole, and it's only a 5/8 outside diameter pipe, so it gives you a little bit of an air hole. You'll come out of the top of that PEX with a 90-degree and go to your spring water. Plastic totes are good, they're clean, they're cheap, they're easy to use. They just aren't real good for bulkhead through fittings. They're kind of thin. It's hard to seal up. So Mr. Jeff Hunt, hopefully this will show you how to do this thing. And I ask all of you to like it, share it, subscribe, hit the bell button and all that kind of good stuff. I'm almost up to 800. I might get to 1,000 this year. If not, I'll hopefully see you at Heritage Life Skills. We'll be there again this year in May. Contact me if you need anything. Like I said, Mr. Hunt here emailed me and I shot this video for him. And if this thing doesn't answer all your questions or make it clear enough for you, maybe I'll even master the technique of using a tripod and doing it earlier in the day when I don't have to deal with so many shadows. But like it and share it.